Art Atwood versus Markus Ruhl. Wow, what a tantalizer we have for you folks today. Art Atwood. I mean, you hear very little about this guy. He was a beast. Markus Ruhl, you hear all kinds about that guy. He was a beast too. But here's the thing, and this is going to tickle people the wrong way. Markus Ruhl, he placed 8th to Art Atwood's 12th at the 2002 Joe Weider's Mr. Olympia. And I'm sure on paper, even seeing this picture here, you guys figure, well, the placings were probably fair, Mark. Don't get so excited. Well, these are one of the few occasions where I will tell you that I believe one guy is winning before I even judge this one. Of course, I did look at the pictures first. I believe that Art Atwood, he is doing enough from the front shots, point of view, things of that nature, to have defeated Markus Ruhl. And there was even guys in between them. Like I said, 12th to 8th, Orville Burke, Dennis James, even Craig Titus placed in between these two guys. So why am I so passionate about Art Atwood? Should have beat Markus Ruhl, things of that nature? Have a look. Have a look. There is nothing you can explain to me that will change my mind. Everything we know about bodybuilding points to a solid victory here for Art Atwood. You could see from the front shot, I mean, the guy wasn't terrible. So why does a man, Markus Ruhl, who is 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 shots less conditioned than Art Atwood, why does Markus Ruhl beat Art Atwood here at the 2002 Mr. Olympia? Well, let's go through the shots. We began this one a little bit different, so I guess in this situation it is up to Markus Ruhl to change my mind. And he's doing a pretty good job in the front double as far as the arms are concerned. The midsection still goes to Art Atwood. He seems to have a torn lat, a little bit, Art Atwood. And his left leg, I would suggest, noticeably smaller than his right leg. So out of the chute, we're tippy-toeing around this one a little bit. Because Art Atwood, he is missing a little bit of this, a little bit of that. And Markus Ruhl, yeah, his midsection, it's a little bit thicker to Art Atwood's vacuum. But I mean, he's very complete. Calves, quads, he's got big legs. They're not as peeled as Art Atwood's, as we obviously seen. My biggest argument was, and if you didn't see it, obviously, the glutes, the hamstrings, things of that nature. Markus Ruhl has a Christmas tree, but of course he was flexing his Christmas tree. But having said that, guys, yeah, Markus probably is winning the front double. But there is the conditioning and the vacuum pose for Art Atwood, to his credit. Here's the front lat spread. This is a little bit different. Markus Ruhl, he's no beast in the lat department in this shot. He turns everything into a most muscular. And he does look good in that sense. But Art, much more conditioned in the lower half. I mean, he's got, if his legs were more symmetrical, he would be much, much better. But that's a big, what is it called? Asymmetry? Is asymmetry non-symmetrical? Some genios will let us know in the comments below. Wasn't paying attention in class. I was always drawing pictures of bodybuilders to see which one would be better. I think that helped my future a little bit more than learning your algorithms. I don't know. But yes, Art Atwood, you can see that torn lat a little bit too. Two big old beasts. Art more conditioned. Kind of damaged a little bit when it comes to the lat. Markus Ruhl, midsection's bigger. He's not as conditioned. And the lats are not showing up. So, I'm still sticking to my guns. And maintaining the mentality. That's a tough 1.5. That's a tongue twister. Maintaining the mentality that the conditioning from behind that we seen was enough. Turn to the side. Ooh. This is, if I've ever seen one. Well, it's not an apple versus an orange. They're two great big pomegranates, whatever they are. two beasts. Not only different qualities, but they are pointing the different angles. They're showing different muscle groups. Markus always opens up. Looks like he's hitting a most muscular. Look at that. He's huge. He's a beast. But is he going to out-beast Art Atwood? I apologize. Art Atwood. No, he's not opened up. You got to open up. But does he need to be opened up when he has some of the biggest, thickest pecs that have ever hobbled out on stage? I guess the pecs don't really walk. They just kind of hobble like bloop, bloop, bloop. That's what I mean by hobble. The biggest pecs from the side that I've ever seen in the Pro League IFBB. Markus ain't going to play that game with him. So it is somewhat debatable when you look at the side condition. I don't think there is a debate. I think Art Atwood has that thin skin, that things of that nature, that far supersedes. Thesaurus is coming, guys. The development of Markus Ruhl on the part of Art Atwood. Now, like I said, there is qualities of each other. I love how Markus is opened up. He's showing them who he is, actually beating Art on the quads. Imagine if you could create a combination of the two. Oh, wow. Look at Markus Ruhl here. And if you thought, no, Mark smacks muscle, Markus Ruhl has the biggest delts and pecs of all time. So you're wrong. Well, have a look. What do you think? I think Markus... Oh, and I just noticed the hamstrings right now. Is that guy that I fired the other day? He added to that? Oh, give him a promotion. Oh, never mind. It was a woman that did that. They do better work. They do better work. They're smarter too. They smell better and prettier. But anyway, Markus Ruhl with Art Atwood's goodies. Obviously, you can see that Art does have some goodies that Markus doesn't. And those goodies are Markus's strong point. I even put the delts of Art Atwood. We didn't even mention that. I don't want to upset you Ruhlites. Now, when it comes to the side tricep, you can write this one off. These are two different versions. You can see Art, he does not look as crisp. This is 2003. In certain shots, actually, 03 might have been overall more conditioned, but I don't think his other leg was a little bit smaller that year, too. But having said that, this is also a different year for Markus Ruhl. And in this video, we're kind of trying to see who the better man was on that day of 2002. So this is a waste of time. Waste of your guys' precious time. Maybe I'll give you a quick joke. I already told you about the bologna sandwich one. Now what the heck. Back shot. And this is my argument. This is where I say Art Atwood beats Markus Ruhl at the 2002 Mr. Olympia. Actually, now that I look, Markus has a pretty good back. He really does. It's awesome, actually. But the condition, and I know it's not a glute competition. Who cares about striated glutes? Even Lee Priest would look at this and say, okay, Art Atwood's pretty good. Well, maybe if I could do a proper Lee Priest accent, it would be funny to you fellers and fellasses. But Art Atwood also, to his credit, has some thick back meat, which I think with the condition overall is an easy win for Art Atwood in the back. Here's the back double. And sad for one situation, but I think there's a silver lining here. This is the 06 Markus Ruhl, I think. Throughout his career, he was basically the same type of condition, I think. Maybe a little tighter at the couple of events there, the Night of Champions, things of that nature. But I think at the 2002, he was pretty good. And here in 06, he was pretty good. So I think this is this is close to what we would see. I think if we did get to see the 2002 Olympia Markus Ruhl, we're not discussing the Night of Champions or any other Art Atwood. This is the 2002 Art Atwood. And you pick out a bad part about this rear double by. for Art Atwood. It is sad that he doesn't get renowned for these shots. Was there politics keeping Markus Ruhl down in the IFBB? Some would say yes. But was there also the same powers to be that were giving Markus Ruhl gifts and keeping Art Atwood down? Or was it that Markus was just better? Well, as you can see from the abs and thigh, no, Markus was not better. In fact, he is worse. He is much, much worse. As we could see from the front double, the front lat, any front shots, abs and thigh, Markus has a bit of a casus belli. Probably why he did place way down in 8th to his usual higher placing. He usually would get a bit of higher placing than 8th. Sometimes lower, though. Sometimes lower. And poor Artemis. I think he fell victim to just a very large group of guys, some with names, some without names. Like bigger names, perhaps. Some sort of sponsors, things of that nature, kept Markus Ruhl ahead of Artemis. Art, yeah, there's the argument. His quads are off-sized, or they're not as symmetrical as Markus Ruhl's. That's true, but I'll take what he brings over what Markus brings in the abs and thigh any day. Any day. It's condition, guys. No bubble gut. Most muscular, most certainly not the 2002 Markus Ruhl. But we figured we'd show it anyway and just say that Markus Ruhl beats Artemis. Not Artemis. In the most muscular. Is that enough? You know what, guys? My mind has not changed about this one. And I know, I understand. You Ruhlites, the Church of Markus Ruhl, gonna get upset at me. But it is ultimately an opinion. I believe that back condition, and I'm gonna be kind here, that back condition of Art Atwood, is enough to scrape by. I said I gave you the scrape by Markus Ruhl, because Markus Ruhl, he was much more symmetrical, arguably more aesthetically pleasing. Midsection, that's a debate too. So yes, I'm not going to get on your case if you think Markus Ruhl deserved to place ahead of Art Atwood. But I mean, come on, guys. Come on. Not even close. Hit thumbs up on the video. Hey, I'm a huge Markus Ruhl fan. But you know what? I'm an Art Atwood fan too. And I'd like to see this guy be, may he rest in peace, by the way. So Markus Ruhl will probably see this video. He might not like me as much anymore. We share a name, Mark. Us Marcuses have to stick together. Art, Mark, that's close too, though. Art the Mark. Hit thumbs up. Have a great one, guys.